SEO as a whole. But first of all, it's important to understand SEO by its own, and then we can go into the different, let's say, characteristics or modules that are inside SEO. So first of all, SEO as a definition, it's all the techniques that you're gonna do, that you're gonna work on your website, that's gonna obviously at the end increase or improve the visibility on the search engine. So it's all these techniques from creating relevant content, adding backlinks, which we're talking about today in more details, enhancing the speed of your website, a lot of techniques that I'm going to work on that will eventually improve the visibility on the search engine. So it is considered to be, or it's called in other term, search engine marketing. So what is search engine marketing? It's doing marketing on a search engine. So obviously you can do it in different ways. This is the organic way, the free way of promoting my website on a search engine. So just to tell you, like in a nutshell, very briefly, how the search engine works. So usually the search engine, any search engine, whether it's Google or any other, they send all over the internet something called a web crawler. A web crawler is a piece of code. It's a JavaScript code that's being sent on the internet. And the job of this crawler is to, obviously, like a web spider, it crawls like a spider, it crawls the internet. So it starts jumping from a website to another and gathering information from every single website. And which is, we call this process, we call it indexing. So this is when it starts gathering those information. And then those information will be stored on Google server or the search engine server, whether it's Google or any other. And then these information will be ranked to understand what is it talking about. And whenever someone is searching on Google, they're going to present the results that they already have filtered out before, that they already have, let's say, saved before and ranked, right? So this is how the search engine works in the background, all right? But what are the different, let's say, modules or steps when it comes to SEO? So we have different things that we need to make sure and that we need to focus on, which are part of them, which is the technical SEO, everything that has to do with the technicalities of the website, the speed, the security, the mobile responsiveness, and then everything that has to do with content. We call this the on-site optimization. And then after that, the link building part, which again, this is what we're talking about the most today. So the link building part is whenever we're actually linking from other websites to our own website, which again, we're going to talk more about in details. Social, which is whenever someone is sharing our website, how it's going to look like. So what is the social media optimization? It's how my website is going to look like when someone is sharing it, for example, on LinkedIn or on Facebook or any other channel. So in a nutshell, the main pillars that we were talking about. So if we just disregard the social, because the social is only like one practice that we do, it's not like something major. The major pillars of SEO are the technical. As we said, it's the non-content activities that we're going to work on, that's going to improve our ranking, again, from speed, security, responsiveness, everything that is technical. The on-page, which is the content factor, it's everything that has to do with the content and the major keywords that we want to choose, that we want to select on our website. That's going to improve our SEO, of course. The off-page, and again, which is what we're covering. And just to tell you, because I'm sure you've seen it in different terms, and that is exactly it. I mean, it has different terms. We call it off-site optimization or off-page optimization. We call it link building, SEO link building or link building strategy. We call it backlinks as well. So it's the fact of creating backlinks all over the internet that would drive back traffic to my own website. So this is one of it. This is part of it, right? So it has different terminologies. This particular part has different terminologies. So now let's jump into the main topic, which is what is link building, right? So why is it important? So why link building is important? So technically speaking, guys, whenever we're linking to our website, so whenever someone, for example, let's give you an example. Let's say I'm creating an article on a blog, right? And someone is linking to my own website from that blog. In the eyes of Google, right now, there is someone that is actually passing, let's say, a credit from a website to another. Someone that is passing, let's say, like an extra score, right? So in that example, when I have an article on a specific blog, and inside that article there's a link to my own website, again, in the eyes of Google, it's as if this website is passing credibility to my own website. It's as if they are referring me. They're talking about my business. They're saying that, oh, this website is a reference in the home decor industry. And this is exactly what it is. What is backlinking? So a backlink is an incoming hyperlink from one website to another, from an external website, let's say to my own, to my personal website, right? And increasing this number of backlinks, it will obviously it will enhance the rank of my website. And why is that? Because it is one of the major factors in the ranking process. So when it comes to ranking websites on the search engine, there's a lot of factors. There's more than like 250, 300 factors, right? So we don't have to know them all, but at least if we're actually focusing on the major ones, we'll be able to grasp and to position our website with good ranks on the search engine. And backlinks, creating backlinks is one of them. So let's talk a bit about the types of backlinks, because after that, we want to talk more about what is a good backlink, how to create those, what are the different types of backlinks. So now, yes, I understand what it is, but Abid, how can I create that, right? So we're gonna share with you a lot of examples on what to do, what are the things you can actually start doing right now that's gonna give you more boost for your business and for your website, of course. But what are the different types of backlinks? So we have something called topical backlink, which is the kind of a link that is related directly to the industry. So if I'm in the home decor industry, I don't want to create just any backlinks from another website. I want to create a backlink from a website that is talking about home decor, right? So this is an example. Another thing, which is another type of backlink, which is the link that have high authority. High authority meaning that it's very credible, that it's coming from a source which is trusted, right? Trusted by a lot of people, trusted by the search engine, which has a very good score for the search engine. And this score, we call it authority, domain authority or page authority, which we're going to talk more about by the end of the session. And finally, which is authentic. So Google will actually look at the types of these links that I'm building, and Google will be able to differentiate between a link that is paid and another one that's being earned, right? So, and that doesn't mean that we shouldn't be creating paid links, because this is one of the ways of creating and building our backlinks, but this should have like the lowest, let's say, importance. So the lowest frequency, let's say, right? So it's not really that recommended to buy links, but whenever they are very relevant and they're coming from sources that are very credible, and of course, whenever we can afford them, I mean, yes, why not? But in general, we should be focusing on different types, which we're gonna talk more about next. So what is link juice? I'm sure a lot of you guys have read it in some places. So technically speaking, link juice, it's exactly like the term, like the meaning. So link juice is whenever we're adding, let's say, we're adding more links to our own website. So imagine you have external websites. The more you're able to create links to your website, the more you're adding this juice, right? So it's like a juice that you're actually adding more and more on top. So the more you add, the more importance your website is going to get. And why is that? Because again, in the eyes of Google right now, this page A, for example, it's getting more attention for Google because it's getting a lot of links from different websites, right? So meaning that those websites are referring this page A or this website A. It's giving it more credibility. It's passing more score for this page. But of course, we're not talking about just any link. Again, we're talking about a link that is topical, that have a high authority, that is authentic at the same time. So as long as it has these three, let's say, characteristics, so this is when we can say the more the better. So it's not like the more the better just in terms of a quantity. It has to be both quantity and quality, of course. All right. So yeah, if you have any questions, guys, you can, again, you can drop us anytime a message in the chat box. Feel free to interrupt again. I mean, I'm always happy to take all the questions at the end, but whenever you have something that might be unclear, just please stop me and we can take it from there. All right. So now to the most important part, which is how to build links, right? So I'm sure that all of you guys are here not only to understand what is link building. I'm sure a lot of you guys have read about it. Maybe you know what is link building, but now you want to get like those tricks and tips on how to actually create those links, right? And this is something I'm going to share with you by the end of the session as well. But now let's look at how to build them. What are the different types of those sources or content type that we can actually create and start building? So first of all, we start with the addition, adding links. So what is that? So it's whenever we're actually adding something manually to a website. So that is one thing. Another thing, and I'm gonna give you some examples as well. When it comes to asking, so it's whenever we're actually reaching out to other websites with a specific reason for that. So imagine that let's say you have a specific event where you believe that other websites and other magazines would be interested about that. So you might just ask them. That is one thing. Another thing, which is earning. This is when you have, let's say, a specific topic that you're talking about where you believe that you might earn some links automatically and naturally, meaning you're talking about a specific, let's say you have built a report where you believe that a lot of people are interested in that topic. So this is when you're going to be sure that there's a lot of people that's going to find me on Google, and in return they will share my link. So that's going to be earned, right? And I'm sure you see it all the time whenever you're reading a specific article on a website. Most of the time, if there's a report in that article, you might see that the report is built from another party, right? And you would see the credit for that report. So this is a type of link building where these guys who are talking about this topic, they found an amazing report for that topic, which is well designed, which has accurate numbers, etc., etc. But they want to use it on their website. So in order to do that, obviously they want to give credit to the person who created it. So in that case, the other person is earning that link at the moment. Buying, which is the fourth option, as I said before, it's not that recommended, but it is a type, or it is a way for you to build a link as well. All right. So there's always like websites and private networks where you can actually buy a specific spot on their website. So they have it as a service, because what they did is they've created, let's say, a trusted and reputable business or a website where at the moment they have a very good authority with Google, and they have split their website into different categories. So for example, if I want to get a link for home decor on their website, it's going to be very easy for me to buy a link, and this link is not going to be anywhere. It's going to be on a category that talks about home decor, meaning that yes, I'm buying it, but it's going to be topical, and it's going to be super relevant, and it's going to be coming from a website that has a high authority. But most of the time it is costly. All right. Finally, preserving. So you're going to notice that a lot of times you have some links that's going to be outdated. So you want to make sure that any link that's outdated, you really need to preserve it, to like either redirect it anyway to take it somewhere else because it is it is outdated, or you might want to like outreach or reach out to the website owner to make sure that this link is active again. So maybe they have taken down this page where you have your link over there, so you need to make sure and to reach out for them. So to give you again, to give you some context on the things that we were talking about. So first of all, by adding links, again, to give you some examples, you can add your links to website directories, social media additions. So if you're adding like a content on social, so this is a way to add more links. So you might be adding or sharing an article that you've done on your website or your blog. So this is when you want to share it on social and add the link inside that post, of course. Blog commenting. So this is when you start engaging with other people, maybe on different blogs or different forums as well. And within the, obviously within the comment that you're adding, this is where you might want to redirect people to your own website. Maybe you're talking about a specific topic and you want to provide a solution for that. You might want to tell them, to know more about this, you can visit our page that's talking about e-commerce strategy to obviously to get a free consultation, right? So this is how you can actually benefit from that. Posting to forums, same things. Q&A's website, so dedicated website to actually answer the questions, just like Quora. So I'm sure you're all familiar with Quora. So that's a website where people are obviously asking questions, and there's a lot of others that are answering them. And most of the time they drop some links to create this link building, right? And even for job search listings. So you have a lot of website where you're adding a job listing. So you can always like add a link for people to apply maybe on your own website. So you're driving traffic to your website. Asking for links. This is when you're asking for a guest blogging. So there's a blogger that you wanna have, let's say, a link, or you wanna have an article on their website. So that is called guest blogging. It's as if you are going to their website and you're featured as a guest, right? Testimonials, whenever you're asking someone for a testimonial where they can drop a link to your own website. Link exchange, if you're exchanging with another website, you have an agreement, I'm going to put you a link, and in return you can put me another link. Image link building, so that's another way for someone to add an image that was taken from you on their website, and they can always like add some credits to that image. So by adding the credit for the image, they can add a link for the business or the person that have taken this image. Digital PR, which is press releases, but obviously digitally on other magazines, on other websites that are covering press websites that are covering, let's say, latest events and all these kind of things. Preserving links, it is whenever you're actually reclaiming a link that is lost. So as I was telling you, you really need to be using a dedicated tool for that, which I'm going to mention few of them later on. So you need to be using a tool that's going to tell you if you have a link that is outdated, right? So if you had a link that's coming from a website that is called 123.com, for example, so now you cannot find this link anymore. Why is that? Because maybe the page was taken down. So this is when you need to outreach, and you need to go to that website and you need to tell them that, oh, we lost a link from you guys. How can we just like make it or take it live again? Fixing 404 pages. So sometimes you might have some links that's coming to your website, but the pages where where those links are landing, they are broken links. So imagine that I have let's say I have a link from a blog that's talking about home decor to my own website, but I've added this link to the home decor category or home decor section, right? And this page right now at the moment, it's a broken link on my website. It's a 404 page. So this is when I need to make sure that I need to fix those so that I can preserve my existing links, because this is my asset. I don't want to waste my my existing links, those assets, right? Buying links, as I was saying, so those are the links that I buy from private blog networks, or just like any magazine where they're actually selling it as a service. Earning links, so it's whenever I'm creating reports, whenever I have a survey that I'm sharing, whenever I have an infographic that I'm building, which is very nice and that have very useful information. So obviously I will be earning some links, because there will be a lot of people that's going to take out these information and they're going to share them on their own websites or their own blogs, right? So these are the different ways of how to build those links with some examples. Let me just, I think we have some questions. Let me just like, let me check the chat. So Hamad is asking, is the variety of links important, or is it important to have them all pointing to the same domain? So that's a very good question, Muhammad. Of course, the variety is important, although if we think about it in terms of, I mean, if we're just asking ourselves, what is a good link for in the eyes of Google? Any link that's adding value to the user is considered to be a good link. So whether it's only like one type of links or there's like a mixture, uh, if all of them are adding value, it's the same. But it's always better, like it's like something like additional. That's why I was saying, Muhammad, there's more than like 250 factor to rank for Google. One of those factors, which is a very minor factor, is having a combination of different link types. And these are the different link types that I'm sharing right now, right? And just to tell you, they don't have to be pointed to the same domain. So yes, the same domain, but not the same page. So it's very wrong to link all our backlinks that we're building to the home page, right, guys? So it's very important to link whatever we're talking about in this article to the main, let's say, page, or to the main service that talks about this topic on my website. All right. All right, let me check some other questions. I'm building a new website, a fresh domain. What is the best way to generate traffic for a new website? So, Harmish, the best way, to be honest, is to start creating content. So as long as you, I mean, as long as you have really good content and good value on your website, this is when you're going to be taken by the search engine, because this is when you're informing the search engine that these are the things that I'm talking about. In a case of a new website, on-page optimization is the most important thing, because the search engine at this moment want to understand more about what you do as a business. Once you have some good content on your website, this is when you can start your link building. It's not a matter of a process. It's not like it has to happen before. They can work and they can go in parallel. But I'm only talking from a perspective of, if you have limited resources, if you cannot really go with all the things together, first of all, you need to start with building your content, right? And doing the on-site optimization. Because even if you're doing off-page, which is the link building, and if you don't have content on your website, that's not going to add value to your business or to the rank of your website. So the first step for a new business is to start with adding content. Link exchange and guest post have come under a lot of scrutiny over the years. How can these be used today in the best way? So Javed, that's what I was saying. Technically speaking, let's think of everything, not only link exchange and guest posting. So if any of these is actually done the wrong way, meaning that if they're done in a spammy way, if they're done, I mean, if I'm actually buying the whole thing from someone that is actually adding links in places where it's going to harm my business, obviously, I mean, again, it's going to harm my business, and most of these links will be toxic to my website. So again, as long as it's adding value, I need to do it. I don't have to do it because I have to go with all the options. So sometimes, just to tell you, buying links might not be affordable for me. So even if I don't do it, that's not gonna affect the rank of my business. Link exchange, I might never find someone that's actually suitable to exchange link with. So in that case, I don't do it. So I'm just trying to share everything that you need to think about when it comes to creating those links. All right. So since it's difficult to keep track of links to my website, so Muhammad, so all right, let me, because the first part of your question, I mean, there's a very simple answer for that. It's not that difficult. We use some tools to tell us what are the links that are being added to your website. All right. So even if you're working with a third-party agency or with a freelancer that's doing your SEO and doing your link building strategy, you can always rely on these tools, and that's what we do anyway. You rely on these tools to tell you from which sources you're getting those backlinks. Because again, as I was saying to Javed, sometimes there's a lot of links that will be toxic to my business and my website. All right. Let's do the same now. Yeah, so in that case, Muhammad, for the 404 page, so I mean, there's different options. It's either you do the redirect or you fix those 404 pages. Why is that? Because the page or the external website where you're linking from, it was linking to this page that talks about a specific topic, which should be almost the same topic that you're talking about on that third-party website from where you got the link, right? So you don't want to redirect to another page like randomly. Maybe at the beginning you might want to like look again and reclaim or maybe fix this 404 page to have the content again on that page. Link building seems to be a 24/7 job. Is there no aggregated automatic link builder? So there is Sankit. I'm going to share with you an agency, by the way, that does it. But you're going to see that it's very expensive. But that does everything online. You don't have to like meet with them or anything. It's like a platform. It's like a tool where you register on their website and you have a dashboard to follow on everything. But yeah, it is. I'm not going to say it's a 24/7 job, but it takes a lot of time to do link building, of course. And I mean, when we're talking about SEO, link building is the most part that is really time consuming. The rest is, I mean, on-site optimization, which is the content. I don't want to say it's done one time, but you only do it once when you have a new piece of content that you're adding to your website. So as long as I have optimized my website right now, if I have 100 page, let's say I'm optimizing them, once I'm done, خلاص, I'm done. But whenever I want to add a new page later on, I need to optimize it. But again, it's going to be a simple process, adding a specific title, meta description, adding the keywords. We've already spoke about this in a previous mini class. I'm sure you can find it on our YouTube. So yeah, I mean, but when it comes to link building, it is time consuming, yes. So speaking of backlinks and link building, so what is a good backlink, right? So that is something we were talking about before. So obviously it is anything that's going to add value to the user. So anything that's going to add value to the user, but I mean, let's be more practical over here. So yes, we're talking about something that's adding value, but in practical, let's talk about more practical stuff. What is this good backlink, right? So first of all, it has to have a good authority, right? Which I'm going to show you how to track this good authority. Second, it has to be relevant, right? So it has to be relevant to the topic. So I don't want to add just any link from an external website. It has to be from a website that is relevant to what I do. It has to come from an anchor text. So what is the anchor text? So just to show you like an example over here, if you're writing something, right? So let's say SEO professionals believe that relevance also applies to the website level. And there's actually some evidence for that. Google's how search works, right? So we didn't say that to know more how search works, click here, right? So click here, in that case, it's just like a call to action. But over here, How search works, when you click on it, it's going to take you to that page. This is called an anchor text, and this is something that Google will search for. So Google does not want you to like add your links, your backlinks on top of buttons or calls to action. That's, I mean, that's not the good way to do it. It has to be added on top of, like, it has to be hyperlinked on top of words that are your actual keywords. So if this is the main keyword that I'm trying to focus on, I need to add my link on top of it. So again, when we spoke about authority, Google will look at the website that you're linking from. It has to have a specific authority, like meaning it has to have a specific credibility. And just to tell you, authority is a metric over 100. It's a metric from 0 to 100. And I'm going to share with you a tool that's going to help you to assess the website that you're planning to link from, to look at the number, the authority number that this website has. So obviously, if it has a low authority, you don't want to link from them. Relevance, so it has to be relevant to the topic we're talking about, of course. So whenever, another one, which is no follow or follow. So just to tell you what is this, so that's another hint that we give for Google inside, obviously inside the link that we're adding, just to inform Google if we want you to follow this link, yes or not. So obviously, in the best case scenario, yes, we want Google to follow these links, but sometimes some of these websites, they add a no follow to our website. This is something we need to make sure that we're aware of, so that we can always like inform them or negotiate with them that we want you to keep the follow option on that URL, because otherwise it's not going to add any value to our website. It's as if we're telling Google, this link on the external website, do not follow it, right? That's going to come back to my website. So technically, I'm not getting this credibility. I'm not getting the score from that other website. Placement, which is very important as well. Whenever I'm adding a link on an external website, I need to make sure where this link is going to be present on that page. As you can see in the screenshot, the more it's on the top, the better it gives for the value of that link. So whenever it's at the top, obviously it's better. In the middle, it's less important, but it's still better than having it at the footer or at the bottom of the page. Destination, which is where I'm taking people, right? So whenever someone is clicking on that link, where am I taking them? Am I taking them to the home page? Maybe I don't want to do that. So it's always better to take them to the product page, to the service page, to the one thing that I'm talking about in this guest blogging, for example. All right. Yeah. So let me check if there is any questions. Right. Perfect. Yeah, so how to identify those links. So obviously, as we said, it's very important, or at least how to track or how to analyze those links. It's very important to be using a tool for that. So I'm going to share a few names. So, but what should I be doing with this tool? What are the things that I need to be looking at on that tool? So first of all, I need to audit my link profile. In terms of auditing, meaning that I need to look at obviously if this website is known, if they have a good authority, their overall presence online. So is it a spammy website? What kind of content do they offer? Are they actually like authentic to their customers, to their readers? All these kind of things. Step two, I need to verify that there is no toxicity to my own website. And just to tell you, again, I need a tool to do that. So using an SEO tool, I'll be able to understand if this backlink that's being created is gonna be toxic to my website, yes or not. Because if it will be, obviously it's gonna affect the rank of my website. So I need to make sure of these. Again, it's not only a matter of building and creating a link, it's a matter of having a valuable link, all right? Compare with main competitor profiles. So one of the nice things using an SEO tool is that I can do competitor analysis. I can see, or I can explore some links opportunities, because again, a lot of people might be asking themselves, yes, I understand that I need to do guest blogging and all these things, but I need a source, right? So only with an SEO tool, you'll be able to see from where your competitors are getting links, so that it gives you an idea to reach out for these websites from where they're getting their links, so that you can add more links to your own website. So, and obviously, maybe without even using a tool, you need to always like keep on researching to identify any natural link building opportunity, creating specific content for those links. So that's a very important factor. And that would take me to the thing that I said before. So yes, link building is very important, but if I don't have the content on my website, that's not going to give me any benefit. That's the thing. And finally, I can always like reach out to potential partners, so that we can do this link exchange that we spoke about before. So yes, there are different things that we need to keep in mind when doing this. So Muhammad, can you share a specific example of such tools? Yeah, absolutely. So so you can, you can be using SEMrush. That is one of the leader in the industry. Moz as well, Ahref as well, SE ranking. So these are some of the tools that are out there, which are going to help you to identify any link building opportunity that you're working on, how it will actually affect the rank of your website. So it's going to show you in much more details. And especially if you're working with a third party, let's say provider, whether it's a freelancer or not, you wanna keep track of what they're doing, right? So, and not only these tools, obviously we rely on Google Search Console as well to actually look if the effort that we're doing is paying off. So on search engine or on Google Search Console, we are able to see for which keywords we are appearing the most on the search engine, and what is our CTR, for example. So how many impressions are we getting versus how many clicks are we getting, on which keywords, to which pages are we getting the traffic. So yes, Google Search Console is one of the free tools, at least, that we rely on as well in SEO. So finally, just to share with you a quick tip on how to actually look at those different websites, to look at the authority rate that they have. So as I was saying, authority is a metric from 0 to 10 to 100, excuse me. So in order to do that, Moz, which is one of the leading SEO tools as well, they have created a free domain authority checker tool, which they have it under their free SEO tools. So they have a free SEO tool selection, which you can just visit their website, register for a free account, and then you install this tool, which is called Mozbar. So they have this tool, which is called Mozbar, which is a Chrome extension. It only works on Google Chrome. So just to show you real quick how it looks like. So let me just visit, let's say, Astrolabs. Or I can do it on any website, but let me just open astrolabs.com, and then let me just activate it. Here it is. So it is part of my Google Chrome extensions. You need to just install this. And now I'm just trying to activate it to show you guys the page or domain authority for this website. And obviously you can look for any website. So just Oh, I think I need to log in to my Moz account. Yeah. Right. And now I think if we just refresh. So I'm sure you can see the bar at the top. So now we're just refreshing. It should like push everything down. Let's give it a few seconds. All right, so this is the Moz bar, all right? But until now, it's not showing us any numbers. Let us just click on it again. Let me close it and then open it. It's kind of slow. Sorry for that, guys. Let me just do another refresh. Let me just test it on another website because anyway, maybe Astrolabs is taking too much time to load. All right, and now let's. What's happening, but my connection is really slow right now. I just want to try to open a website that does not take much to load. Can you guys share a website with me? Just any website, a website of yours. Yeah, I mean, we can do Wikipedia, but if you have a website of yours, so javid.com, let's look at that. Right. Right. Guys, by the way, I mean, meanwhile, if you have any questions, you can start dropping them into the chat box. Just meanwhile, everything opens over here. I don't know what's happening. My whole browser is actually, it's very slow. All right, so now at least we can see this. You can see right now the PA1 over here, which is page authority, and then you can see the DA, which is domain authority. So obviously, I'm sure this might be maybe a new website. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm just like trying to analyze over here. It might be a new website, right? And that's why it does not have a lot of domain or page authority, which is only one, right? So it's 1/100. So yes, this is an e-commerce website, and it's not a content creator website, right? So it's not a website that creates content constantly. So that's why most probably you're not going to find a good domain authority. But in the case of CNN, for example, you can see the difference over here. You can see that the page authority is 81 and the domain authority is 95. That is huge, right? So imagine you're having a link that's coming from CNN, which is almost impossible, of course. So you're going to have a link that's coming from a website that has a domain authority 95/100, which is one of the most trusted websites on earth, right? So it's 95/100. So yeah, so should we bother disavowing links, or will Google automatically disregard bad links, bad quality links? That's a very good question, Javid. So just to tell you what Javid is referring to, guys. So there's a way. So again, let's say I'm working with a consultant and they didn't do the right thing, right? So they thought that a link from that website might bring me lots of value, but in return, it got me like really it was toxic to my website. It got me not a really good value. So in that case, there is something called disavowing. So disavowing, meaning that I'm just gonna like disregard this link. But just to answer Javed and to tell you guys that Google will not disregard automatically on its own. So this is why this is something that has to be done from Google Search Console. So there's a way in Google Search Console, this free tool that's owned by Google, where you're gonna disavow the link where you're getting this backlink from, meaning that this is a way for you to inform Google that I don't want you to look at this link anymore because it's bringing me bad traffic, it's bringing me bad reputation, bad ranking. All right. So yeah, there is a way, and it should be done manually. All right. So yeah, so that is that is the tool, guys. And for Javed, for example, for his website, so you can see the page authority over here, which is 20, which is very good, by the way. And just to tell you, I mean, it's not like you've seen CNN 95 and 80, meaning that all websites should be the same. That's it. That is a very rare case, only in only for those websites. But whenever a website has a page authority of 20, for example, that is a really good thing. A domain authority of 6 is considered to be low. So this is something that's going to obviously improve with time when more content will be added to his website. So it's going to be grabbed and will be taken by Google, right? So yeah, so that is everything that I wanted to share with you guys for today. So if you have any questions, I'm ready to help you out. I'm just here for some more time to answer all your questions. Meanwhile, so Muhammad, should I aim to increase my own website? All right. So that's a very good question, Muhammad. But just to tell you, you don't do this manually. So just to be clear for you and for everyone else. So this is done with, first of all, it's done with time. So Google will start understanding more about your website and your business and will automatically increase your authority, whether page or domain authority, and you'll be able to achieve that by creating more content that is relevant to what people are searching for. All right. So is it realistic to set a goal for number of links to be built each month? Absolutely, Javed. I mean, you cannot do this until you create your SMART goals, your SMART objectives. So until you have your SMART objectives, this is when you'll be able to really achieve, let's say, better results in SEO. Otherwise, you'll do it whenever you have time to do it, right? And this is the trap that we all face, especially when it comes to link building and offsite SEO. So each SEO tool has its own way of valuing domains links. Which metric really matters when valuing links? Is there such a thing? So yeah, I mean, when it comes to the authority, I would say that's one thing that is very important, because that is something that Google looks at. That is one thing. Another metric that I usually follow, which is the keyword ranking. So keyword ranking is one of the most important things that we follow, because this is the end result. This is what I'm being let's say, this is what I'm being valued for, right? So I'm valued, my website is being valued on the search engine based on the keywords that I'm being ranked for. So this is a metric that I personally follow on a regular basis. And the more work I do, the better I see, the better ranks I see for those specific keywords that I want to rank for.
But
So yeah,
this, do you also track like organic traffic itself? Like, is it a good metric to follow as well?
absolutely. There's, I mean, speaking of metrics, yes, there's a lot of metrics. Organic traffic, as Lucas is saying, is very important. And obviously, this is something that we can track with Google Analytics and with Google Search Console as well. That is one thing. And obviously, that's showing me the reach. That's showing me how much awareness do I have, right? So the more I'm appearing, the more I'm getting organic traffic, the more people know about my business. This is one thing. Keyword ranking, as I was saying. What else? Obviously, conversions. This is another thing that I would want to track, because again, that's an end result as well. So yeah, I mean, these are one of the most important metrics. Um,
Makes sense. Makes sense.
yeah.
Great, thanks for it. We have a few more questions there. Before we jump to them, I have two links again for you guys. First of all, if you can share your feedback about this mini class with us, so we know how you liked it. Also, if you want to get the recording, that's the form kind of we need to go through, so we can send you the recording afterwards. And as you can see on the Abed's screen, Start with SEO course is starting next week, and you can get actually 50% discount on it with the master SEO code. So if you use it, there's the code kind of that can help you to join this course. If you want to go further in this topic, we take it overall SEO, mainly looking at how to optimize your website, how to make sure that your website is ready to get the traffic from Google, that you do the right things on your website. With that, there was one more question from Sophia. Can you please give an example how it could be toxic? I believe it was about the links.
Yeah, Sophia, so in that case, just to tell you, toxicity is a metric that Google is actually looking at, that's actually affecting your website. How is that possible? So whenever you're adding a link on a third-party website, let's say a blog that is a spammy blog, right? That has, let's say, that have created like fake links on their website that are actually trying to trick the users, the people that are coming to their website. So in that case, this is like a website that's most probably being like let's say on the blacklist for Google, right? So whenever you're getting a link from that website, it's going to be toxic to your website, and that is a metric that you can look at in an SEO tool like Ahref, like SEMrush, and all these tools.
So that's actually the example or the problem with buying those cheap links on a like
Exactly.
1,000 links for $10.
100%.
Because most of them
Yeah.
will be from those spammy websites, right? So it will actually harm your ranking.
Absolutely.
I bet maybe to sum it up, like let's say I'm not doing any link building today. What would you say is like the step one? What should I do now after this mini class to start with link building? What's the step one?
Yeah, so to be honest, I would say step one is first of all, I mean, in order, as I said before, in order to start with link building, first of all, as a step before that, I need to have content on my website. Because if I don't have content on my website, there will not be like specific pages that I want to link to. Because as I said before, it's not a good practice, guys, to create those links to go to the home page. So if I'm creating like blogs on external websites, and inside those articles I want to add links, it's not a good practice to take them to the home page. It has to be to dedicated pages. That is one. Number two, when I'm creating this content on my website, it's always a good practice to have another version of those articles, because those are the articles that I want to use on external websites. So in other terms, I need to start my research by looking at potential or opportunities. I mean, for actual website where I can create, let's say, an account and start adding articles. To give you an example, Medium is one of the solutions that you can start doing. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Medium, medium.com. So I'm going to add the link over here. So medium.com is somehow, I mean, it's not like Quora, but it's somehow similar to Quora. It's a place where you can get information, right? So Medium is a website where you can create a profile, and you can have like under your profile, you can start adding blog posts. So over there, it's a good practice to start adding those blog posts, and inside those articles or blog posts, you can start adding some links to your own websites. And it happens that Medium have a very good authority rate. So meaning that you're getting links from a source that is relevant, that has a good authority, and obviously that is authentic because you are creating those links. So I mean, you can always start with that, guys. Yeah.
Amazing, amazing. All right, thank you very much, Abed. I see we don't have any more questions.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hope it was useful. please again share with us your feedback about this mini class. Also, you can let us know through the forum what are the other topics you want us to cover. As we said, we're doing these mini classes on a weekly basis. So if you give us a hint of what you want to learn next, chances are that we will prepare such a topic for you in a very
Amazing.
future.
Amazing.
So please let us know. Stay in touch. Hope to see you guys during the next session. Abed, thank you very much. Super fruitful
Thank you.
session.
Thank you.
Very useful for many
Thank you,
people.
Lucas. Thank you everyone for joining. And I really hope I was able to like help you out in this mini class. And hopefully I can see you very soon.
Have a nice day, everyone.
All right, guys. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.